Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Gemini, September 20th, 2022. Today's moon encourages you to break out of the usual routine. There can be breakthroughs today. What at first seems a problem can turn in your favor. You might take a particular interest in sharing ideas and knowledge. A Mars-Chiron aspect feels refreshing and productive. Sometimes, it's much better to jump into action and then figure things out as you go along. This can be a good time for a sense of purpose through a connection. You are likely to feel both supported and nurtured, yet also highly stimulated and motivated. A significant person in your life may be integral to getting you out of a low, or you could enjoy a mini adventure with someone special. Aim to share your joie de vivre with others now and watch for the opportunities that open up as you do. A very intense and emotional period could be ahead of you today and tomorrow. As the mighty sun continues his shivering dance through your solar 12th house of the subconscious, he will link with powerhouse Pluto in your solar 4th house. This means that you'll be receiving profound and intense downloads from the universe about intuition, motivations, and guidance from the universe. Use this to tap into your spiritual center and ask the cosmos about how you should proceed in your personal and romantic life. You will literally hear words, see images, and find answers. What will you pursue? There might be a few directions to go in, especially if you are hoping to travel for work or learn something new to apply to your career path. If you are wondering about what to choose, then the last quarter moon in Gemini may help. However, letting go of one road for the other may be challenging since Mars in Gemini sextiles Chiron retrograde in Aries. So, you may feel like you are abandoning one potential commitment or partnership for something that could be better. No matter what, do what is best for your career. This time last week the Sun, now in his last weekend in an intuitive and imaginative part of your chart, was at a friendly aspect to Uranus, in retrograde motion in your financial sector. A week on a friendly aspect between Venus and the North Node in your financial sector is just separating, allowing you to look to the future with confidence while being aware of and drawing on the past. The alignment of the planets today makes you feel more confident and at the same time, perhaps a little bit high-strung. Emotions are fluctuating and hard to put into compartments. You tend to want to give a name to things and be able to organize like with like. You may feel frustrated, therefore, if you feel more emotional in areas where you are accustomed to feeling organized. The aspect at play tends to bring out the irrational. Use exercise to help feel more in control. Today, you will have to choose a new and original path that is off the beaten track. Your desire for independence and need for liberty are becoming pathological, and this will push you to refuse making any professional or sentimental commitments. This behavior should isolate you and lead you to having a certain amount of solitude. However, you shouldn't be worried about all this because the current vibrations are finally speaking of success, and this should give you some vigor. It's only a question of being patient now. While the moon will end the day in your career sector, and this will give you a jump on the new working week before it begins, it not only starts the day in an adventurous part of your chart but at a friendly aspect to Saturn in a playful part. This is more than just a call to embrace the weekend spirit, and in the last weekend of your old solar year, this is a chance to start setting your priorities for your birthday month and new solar year before it begins. At the same time that the dwarf planets Ceres and Eris are spending the weekend at a friendly aspect, creating a lot of support for friendship and relationship building, the moon is wrapping up its monthly visit to an adventurous part of your chart. This has brought a mix of nostalgia, romance, passion, and adventure together that is just a small taste of things to come. Our eyes in the sky. The moon went void of course in Gemini yesterday, but it enters Cancer early this morning, and you're probably ready to tackle your goals. And there is a lot you can do to solidify your plans. The Sun in detail-oriented Virgo means you have a ton of determination to keep moving despite any outside interference. All else will begin to make more sense once you let the earthy energy drive you toward commitment. Try not to hold yourself back today, even if there are pangs of guilt tapping at your aura. The overall feeling makes you aware of the collective struggle, and you might be all up in your feels for the world right now. Remember that the work you are here to do is enough and why you're being given this chance right now. The message of today's link between Mercury and Jupiter is to be patient with yourself and others. Remember that life is a marathon, not a sprint. Write that down and look at it when things get confusing or you begin to doubt yourself. Those who put in the time and long hours will be rewarded down the road. This is the time to take a chance on yourself and trust your instincts. After midnight, the moon enters Cancer and ends its void of course, which began yesterday afternoon. Over the next 2 days, expect emotions to fluctuate in line with the lunar tides. Under the Cancer moon, we seek somatic methods for self-soothing. What rituals do you engage with when you feel out of sorts? Who do you turn to when in a crisis? Do you have a literal security blanket? Commit to being present with your emotions and delineating what practices help you to feel safe and secure. Mid-afternoon, retrograde Mercury in Libra opposes Jupiter in Aries, its second of 3 passes. The first opposition occurred on September 2nd. Think back to this day to make personal connections. This idealistic influence causes us to lose sight of important details as we get caught up in the excitement of a big-picture plan. With Mercury in retrograde motion, we are especially liable to overextending ourselves, signing hurried contracts, or setting up travel plans or classes with little to no consideration of the long-term repercussions. Hasty choices can be regretted later, although if we have delayed an election and it is still on our minds mid-month, it's a good sign that at least our interest is legitimate and not a passing fad. Use today to review the fine print. Ask those who have gone through similar experiences for advice. It can't hurt to get more information before taking a plunge. Mercury direct and Jupiter will make their final opposition on October 12th, completing this narrative arc.